Hi, this is Gary Woods, and welcome to Santa Barbara Real Estate Talk for Saturday, April 18th, 2015. Today, we look at the first 3 months of 2015 and compare it to what went on for the first 3 months of 2014. Starting out there in Carpinteria, Summerland with home and estates, we see sales are double, went from 11 to 22. Median sales price went up a little, went from $845 to $895, and the average went up a bunch, went from $2.1 million to $3.2 million. Those escrows also way up, went from 19 to 29. At that median list price, that's an interesting one. Median list price was $865 last year, it's $829 this year, so maybe all those big sales are over. Currently, 30 homes are available in Carpinteria, Summerland, 1.755 that median list, 4.77 the average. Well, the condo sales also way up, went from 7 to 20. Median sales price went down, however, went from 527 to 475. Average also went down, 540 to 488. And those escrows, wow, went from 10 to 26. And that median list price, a lot closer together, 478 last year, 474 this year. And currently only six condos available in Carpinteria, Summerland, 582 median list, 586 that average. Looking at Montecito right now, sales up from 36 to 42. Median sales price also up, went from about 2.11 last year to 2.86 this year. And the average, wow, went way up, went from 2.73 last year to 4.36. Those escrows, wow, 41 last year, 51 this year. And 2.8 was the median list last year, and the escrows 2.95. So it looks like things are getting a lot closer together out there in Montecito. Currently 102 homes available. Montecito, 4.95 median list, $8 million that average. Looking at condos now, condo sales double, went from 3 to 6. Median sales price went way up, went from $850 to $1.225. And that average also went from $850 to $1.837. Those escrows, well, 5 last year, 10 this year, so continuing that pattern. And that median list a lot closer together, went from $950 to $967. Currently 7 condos available in Montecito. $1.65 million is that median list. 1.4 is the average. Looking at east of State Street now, sales 53 to 62, so a little closer together there. Median sales price went up, but just a tick, went from 1.225 last year to 1.25 this year. Average up, however, went from 1.36 to 1.53. And those escrows, well, 56 last year, 72 this year, so it looks like we got a lot of room for growth there. And that median list went from 1.25 last year to 1.349 this year. And currently 71 homes available on the east side of Santa Barbara, 1.75 million. Median list 2.45 that average. Looking at condos now, condos went from 18 to 30. A lot of sales on the east side. But 593 was that median sold price last year, 634 this year, so up a little bit. Average up farther, though, 700 to 815. And those escrows, wow, more than double, went from 18 to 41. But that median list went down, went from 675 last year to 575 this year. And currently 15 condos available on the east side. 999 is that median list, 1.145 the average. Looking at the west side now, west side sales down by 1, went from 49 to 48. Median sold price also went down, went from 950 to 845. And that average went up a little bit, went from 1.11 million to 1.2 million. And those escrows, 47 last year, 65 this year, and that median list, 895 last year, $1 million this year. So it looks like a little room for growth there on the west side. Currently 31 homes available on the west, 1,079,000 median list, 1.4 million the average. Looking at condos now, condo sales up, went from 16 to 22. Median sales price completely flat, 607.5 both years. Average went up, however, 610 last year, 799 this year. And those escrows, 23 last year, 29, so pretty close together there. And that median list just a little bit up, went from 644.9 to 699. Looking now at Hope Ranch, sales are up from 6 to 9. Median way down, went from 5.1 million last year to 2.8 this year. And the average down a little, went from 4.8 last year to 4.3 this year. And those escrows, well, up, went from 9 to 11. And that median list, this is interesting, 3.85 last year, 2.89 this year. So that looks like the downward trend now for sales prices in Hope Ranch. Well, you get numbers, 19 homes available in Hope Ranch, 5.1 million that median list, 8.38 that average. Looking at Goleta South right now, sales are almost double, went from 12 to 23. Median sales price went down, went from 780 to 760. And average went down a little, went from 813 to 808. And those escrows, 14 last year, 25 this year, so again, almost double. And that median list, that actually went up, went from 739 last year to 778 this year, and currently 9. There are only 9 homes available in Goleta South. 995, that median list, 1.3 million bucks, the average. Looking at condos now, condo sales down by 1, 16 to 15. Median sales price completely flat, 475 in both years. Average up a little, 530 to 570. And those escrows, well, 14 last year, 22 this year, so way up. And that median list, well, 537 last year, 477 this year. So interesting, that's pointing downward at this point. We got 10 active, 10 condos available in Goleta South, 654 median list, 676 the average. And finally, Goleta North, sales up a little, 35 to 39. Median sales price up, 770 to 850, and the average closer, 922 to 972. And those escrows, 53 last year, 56 this year, so just 3 more. And that median list, well, that's up, 789 last year, 949 this year. Currently 28 homes available in Goleta North, 1 million bucks. That median list, 3.274 the average. And finally, condo sales down by 2, went from 13 to 11. Median sales price went up, went from 429 to 497, and the average also 427 to 490. And those escrows, well, 17 last year, 15 this year, so continuing that pattern. And last year, median list, 429. This year, 489, so pointing upwards. And only 6 condos available in Goleta North, 464.5 median, 450 the average. Well, that's it for Santa Barbara Real Estate Talk for Saturday, April 18th, 2015. I am Gary Woods. And if you'd like to give me a call at the show, I can be reached at 805-729-0910. Thanks for listening.